gets heard.
The area in question was discovered by somebody who turned it over to the Philippine government.
Baka naman may abuban.
Different views, one conversation. The Spokes on the Billionario News Channel. A political reckoning, a nation on watch as the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte unfolds. Every testimony, every motion, and every decision carries consequences beyond the halls of power. And your Billionario News Channel will be there with comprehensive expert analysis and real-time updates. VP Sara on trial, a BNC impeachment coverage.
Tracking the pulse of the road and the future of life. From viral trends to policy shifts, we capture the traffic to bring you the stories that drive us. Your fast-track guide to everything on the move starts right now. From the Billionaire News Channel studio to Mellow 947 BFM, I'm G. Barroga, and this is Shift Happens. And joining me today is the Editor-in-Chief of Visor, Vernon B. Sarne.
Hi, G.
Hi, Sir Vernon. We're talking about overlanding today.
Yes, overlanding.
And it's exciting. For many Filipinos, driving is no longer just about getting from one place to another. It's also about exploration, adventure, and discovering destinations beyond the paved roads. As more people embrace the overlanding lifestyle, off-road vehicles are becoming a gateway to experience the country's diverse landscapes while building a growing community of outdoor enthusiasts. From vehicle preparation and safety to responsible outdoor travel, overlanding is about more than just the destination. It's about the journey, self-reliance, and respecting the environments we explore. As the community continues to grow, more Filipinos are discovering how adventure and mobility can go hand in hand.
Para pag-usapan ng overlanding at off-roading culture sa Pilipinas at kung paano ito magiging lifestyle natin para sa maraming Pilipino, tsaka kailangan natin makorek yung misconception na it's an expensive lifestyle. Nandito yung barkada natin, si Joel Conrad hindi ko alam kung marami siyang affiliation kasi, hindi ko alam kung
daming ginagawa, sir.
Happy Toothpaste.
Are you happy?
Always. CCF, Christ Commission Fellowship, tapos of course, Overland Kings.
Yeah. Thank you, Joel, for coming to the studio today, and welcome to Shift Happens.
Thank you for inviting us over, G and Vernon. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to talk about the passion of mine about overlanding and cars.
Okay, so overlanding, it has gained popularity during the pandemic, and now it has become such a big community. How do you see it right now?
The overlanding community is ever, how do you call it, evolving. From the start, siguro, we started around 2017, around that time. And over the past, next year, it's our 10th year anniversary. So over the time that it has started up to now, things have changed a lot. And the biggest thing that changed was during the pandemic, after which people started to go out and ang daming campsites, right? That people started to see a different way of enjoying the Philippines. and by using your vehicle, by using all of the gear. And this is how overlanding has evolved into.
Bro, before you proceed, yung term na overlanding, can you explain that overlanding?
You know, overlanding is a quite diverse definition because it's very new. Ang pinakadati, kapag mas bata ka, Burns, diba, tawag mo dyan, road trip,
Okay.
tsaka
Road
camping.
trip.
Okay.
Diba? Pag pinaghalo mo yung road trip and camping, it's kasi I define overlanding as vehicle-dependent glamping. So the main, okay ba yan? The main
Yes.
purpose of, basically the main essence of the basis overlanding is some sort of vehicle. So you start with a vehicle and then you use the vehicle so that you could be out there living on, let's say you live in Tanay or you live in Tagaytay or Caliraya, self-sufficiency with your vehicle while exploring nature. That's the concept. Now, that has evolved to different variations. There are now cars, diba? There's van life, there are smaller crossover SUVs. There are, of course, the most popular for us would be the pickups and the SUVs, which we prefer to use. So those are all, if you ask me, part of the overlanding community.
So, importante sa overlanding yung kotse. So, for those who would like to start this lifestyle to be part of their life, ano dapat? Ano yung dapat nilang isipin? Ano yung dapat nilang piliin when it comes to the vehicle?
I always suggest two things so it doesn't get intimidating. Number one, start with what you have. Everybody has something. Alam ko nung lumaki, diba? We all started with some sort of ground tent dati. Ayaw ko naabutan mo, Verns, yung sulit.com.
Yeah.
Yung, wala na yun ngayon eh. Pero dati, hindi naabutan yun.
Atin natin lang.
Natin. But basically, that's how we used to buy camping gear, eh. The second-hand market. Doon nagsimula yan. And then, you know, start with what you have, get the gears in your house, right? And then go out and then see ano yung type mo. For us, what vehicle? Of course, everybody has some sort of transport. It could be a sedan, could be, of course, each vehicle style will give a limitation as to where you go. Don't go to locations that will, for example, if we go to a hard location that has multiple lahar trails, like example, Pinatubo, we wouldn't
Hindi
bring
na
a
pwede
sedan.
yung mga sedan, yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Obviously, when you go in, we're gonna have trouble there. But if you bring a pickup maybe, or an SUV that's 4x4 capable, you go further with the type of adventure you wanna go to.
So, ang idea ng mga tao ngayon, kasi yung mga barkada nyo, yung group nyo, parang mga social kayo, mga...
Social yan?
Ano, di ba? So, ang akala nila pang mayaman yung activity ng overlanding. Can ordinary, person experience the
Overlanding
the lifestyle?
Yeah.
For sure. You know, I think it just so happened, I got into overlanding because I started from off-roading. And the main part I enjoyed about overlanding is the part where my family gets to join me. Because if you see a lot of men's sports or men laro, madalas solo eh. Very few budol activities involve everybody in the family. And when I saw car camping and glamping together, that became overlanding. I felt like I could bring my kids. And for me, when we're out there in the rivers, when we're able to detach from the gadgets and talking over the campfire or playing with rocks, diba? That's how we grew up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think nowadays, being able to do that is a luxury. Baliktad na eh. I don't think the gadget's a luxury nowadays. Having peace and quiet and being present in a time with your family is something that got me into that lifestyle.
Okay.
So moving from you're saying that, so if you're starting and it's really not a super duper expensive. It can be expensive, don't get me wrong. It can be expensive, but the very basics like an awning and a basic roof tent, those nowadays sa dami ng lumalabas are not very pricey.
So let's say, gusto kong magdalhin yung family ko for a weekend, as in meaning 2 nights, 3 nights.
Yep.
How much will it cost me?
For a
Yeah.
family. Most campsites, I'll give a range. Most campsite that I know of will charge between the low of 500 pesos
500?
per person
Oh.
to around the higher end campsites will charge around 1,000 to 1,200
Ang mura lang pala.
per person.
Yeah.
But usually
Kayang-kaya.
some sites will charge you a car fee, a parking fee. So those would be ranging from what I know 800 to 1,000 pesos. So if you're 2 people, let's just use 1,000 for easy math. Right? So 2 people, 2,000 plus 1 car, 3,000 for an overnight stay.
Curious ako saglit curious ako.
Sige.
Yung Overland Kings na yan,
Yeah.
saan ba nagsimula? Australia galing yan, di ba?
The first brand that we carried imported was called Adventure Kings. So that's the Australian brand. Yeah,
so,
so-
ito bago na to. Ikaw na to.
Overland Kings, should I say this on air, is a fully Filipino product.
Okay.
This is the name of our shop. So it's a proudly Philippine customizing
All along, I
Overland.
thought na yan yung galing sa Australia.
And I'll take that as a compliment.
World class. That means it's
Yun nga
world
yung
class.
concept, yun yung dating nila parang galing, parang imported to, tong lifestyle na to.
Yeah. You know, Burns, you mentioned about our faith, right?
Yeah.
And I believe that when we do something, we got to be excellent.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to share the purpose of our life when we're not excellent in what we do. So, you know, the way you said, the way we brand our stuff, the way we execute. In fact, the way we benchmark us, it should be the same, if not better, than any of those countries that you mentioned.
Kaya gusto ko magkaroon ng jacket ng Overland Kings.
Wala kang kawala.
Walang kawala
You
talaga.
said it on air.
Na on air. So,
May
ito.
resibo. May resibo.
Pero Joel, you've mentioned about going on overlanding with your family. How frequent and ano yung typical day nyo when you're out in the nature, out for adventure?
I'll give you the longest we've been out. 6 weeks straight.
Oh.
You know, so
Where? Where did you go?
That was Caliraya. That was during the pandemic. I have to clarify. That was the time it was a lockdown, right? Nowadays, it's just the 6 weeks was when we locked down. We were in the bundok, so we stayed there for a while, and then we just hanged out there, and then we lived life. That was one of the most memorable moments, core memory yan. But nowadays, most Filipinos or even myself, weekender would be a reasonable way to go about it. 3 days, 2 nights would be the average.
Kaya pinag-usapan niyo yung destination. Bigyan mo nga ako ng siguro top 5, top 3 destinations sa Pilipinas.
Okay.
Na
Best spot.
I'll give you one near by hour para alam natin. Manila, Tanay, River Ranch for sure. That's our hangout
Yeah.
spot. It's about an hour and a half to 2. Get a little bit further, Silent Sanctuary, south naman. I would go because I like that because there's a, what do you call it? We give back there. It's a deaf school. So it's kind of an outreach. So the proceeds that you stay there with go to the deaf school. So I like that.
okay.
That's kind of like our mission a little bit. So it's a very secluded campsite up in Caliraya. So number 3, I would go Baguio, Mount Acato. And if you want a little further from the Philippines, the furthest I've done that's super memorable was Mindoro. We did the loop of Mindoro last year, about 6 days. Fun spot.
Oh, Mindoro. I didn't know there was a spot in Baguio. It's the first time I've heard of that.
Baguio has about 3 or 4 spots. I don't memorize all of their names. I think Ragsak. But Mount Acato was something we discovered with our friend, I think Winston. Our friend Winston, he introduced us to that place. And when we went there, it's like in a hill. Tapos lahat pine trees sa tabi. About maximum 8 to 10 cars lang. Pero very quiet and not far from civilization.
Yeah. Pero since you go to these places, yung overlanding people go to these places, importante din that we promote and we support yung sustainability. So, of course, ito yung mga lugar talaga na nature eh. So, paano ka nakakatulong or your group when it comes to preserving also these works of art?
The nature side, we are some rules that we always try to. I like what you ask. I think the sustainability part is we always encourage all the car campers or overlanders to keep it the way you saw it. You know, when we go in, we are the guest, right? The locals are the locals. We go there to play. This is their livelihood, especially the roads. We're very careful in maintaining their roads, making sure we don't destroy it. Kasi yun yung ano eh, that's how they yun yung trade nila eh, di ba? But us, we go there to play. So when we're going there to play, make sure keep it the same way. Throw your trash, bring home your trash. Don't mess up the campsite. Don't keep it the way it is, and then para sustainable siya.
Sa Joel, ikaw corporate executive ka, di ba? Ikaw ang boss ng Happy. Happy the toothpaste. Alam mo kilala niyo yung Happy. How much of your time is required dun sa overlanding?
Yeah. How do you balance your life?
I may look like I'm just overlanding, but my main job is still Lemoyne Corporation.
Yeah, of course.
So what do you call it? I'm blessed to have a very fantastic team that runs our company. So I do put my whole Mondays on that, and I do alignments with them, and that's where the Mancom, where all the real work happens on Monday. So, yeah.
So-
And then the rest is just
So
scheduled.
once a week ka na lang talaga dun sa
So, Overland Kings and Lamoyan are in one compound.
Madali
Just to
lang.
be clear,
Kung may problema.
it's 10 steps away. So, anybody who needs me, I'm literally available for both our companies. that I run.
Madaling tawagan pag may problema, Sir Vernon. Kaya pag may problema, pwede ka din namin tawagan. pag
Pwede,
may
yung jacket
problema.
lang. Yung jacket lang yung problema natin, di ba?
Hindi pa mapaprovide. Yeah.
Marami na bang involved dito sa lifestyle na to? As in, gaano siya kalaki ngayon?
I can speak for the yearly event that we run. It's called OK Camp Out. So that happens every February. So I encourage everybody who hasn't tried it, sorry, just do it one time, big time, once a year, because it's really quite to get the standard up, right, that we want to execute. So that's every February in Zambales. We did that 4 years already. Next year is about the 5th year. We do around 200 to 250 cars in that whole
dami.
location. So yeah, that's just one event. And I am not the biggest one. There are a lot of pocket events like our friends. I think some just do a Philippine Loop, right? I think there was a Born to Roam event in Bukidnon. So those are big groups also in Mindanao. And there are other pocket events, Banayad Fests, that does all of this outdoor overland. And we're totally for it because that also, what do you call it, sustains and get people into the lifestyle, those who haven't started yet.
How was the event the last February, and what can we expect next year? But before you answer that, we'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll continue our discussion on the growing overlanding and off-roading culture in the Philippines. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You're tuned in to the Billionaire News Channel and Mellow 947 BFM.
Looking for the perfect escape? Discover Club Nalu, a serene beachfront retreat where stillness meets style. Nestled along the quiet shores of Bacnotan in La Union, Club Nalu is designed for slow mornings, ocean breezes, and moments that help you unwind. From cozy rooms and sun-drenched villas to relaxing spaces inspired by nature. Every corner invites you to pause, breathe, and recharge. Club Nalu, come as you are and leave feeling a little lighter. Book now at clubnalu.ph.
And we're back. This is Shift Happens. I'm G. Barroga, and you're listening to Mellow 947 BFM. Simulcast to BNC, the Billionaire News Channel. We're still with Vernon Sarne together with Joel Conrad Pedro, founder and chief adventure officer of Overland Kings. So we're back.
Yes, sir.
So how was the event last year? You've been mentioning about it, and what can we expect next year?
Well, the OK Camp Out is the culmination of a give back, if I may use that term, for everybody in the community to join us. So it's I almost call it basically just pay for the fee of the location, and we just try to make a good fun event out of it so that people can all enjoy. Kasi during the year, ang dami nang nakabit na kotse, dami nang, di ba? This is time to use it. Kumbaga, all the gears that you've done. And we just want to gather everybody to have a chat with the community. And
Feeling ko
everybody's
next
part of it.
year, basta laking grupo kasi
Mas madami. More than 250 cars.
Yung Overland Kings, sobrang sikat na rin siya sa car industry. Nakasama ko na sa China to sa Japan. Meaning inaccept na siya ng buong industriya.
Yep.
Lahat ng mga executives gustong i-try yung lifestyle. So kanina may tinatanong kay
Sabi mo,
G.
try, di ba? So ako naman magtatanong.
Sige,
so, G,
ano yan?
Di ba? So this is G. Barroga. Sa tingin mo, what is in your mind, top of mind lang, and you gotta be quick, ano ba ang pinakamalaking hindrance for you to get into this overland lifestyle?
Pera.
Parehas kami, di ba?
Di
Pero
ba,
dahil,
pero
dahil
nasa
kasama ka namin,
Billionario News Channel tayo, di ba?
when we first met, sir, sabi niya sa akin, bakit tawag nila sa'yo bilyonaryo? Ngayon alam na niya. Pero sabi ko sa'yo nga, hindi ako bilyonaryo, taga-bilyonaryo
Tama
lang. So dahil kasama ka na namin, hindi na namin problema ang pera. Dahil andyan ka na.
Yan yung mga statement na tama sinabi mo. No, pero you talk about amount. I think that's a good question. Pero it goes back to that. I'll give you a ballpark. To get started, a basic awning costs 15,000 pesos. 1.5. So, the most expensive, yes, it would be more than 1 million. But a basic tent and awning is 15,000 and 42,000 pesos. It's not cheap, but it's not ridiculous. So, diba?
Let's say you have a Fortuner. Gusto
Yep.
kong ipa-convert sa'yo. Installan mo ng mga accessories para gawing ideal overland vehicle.
Yep.
How much would it cost?
Okay. The two questions I always ask. Ano bang gusto mong gawin? Are you camping? Gano'ng katagal ka na sa labas? At sino kasama mo? Ilan pala?
Sino
Ilan?
kasama?
Ilan?
Gusto ko,
Ilan?
gusto
Okay,
ma-retain.
mabuti yun. Kinlear mo.
Ilan?
Gusto ko ma-retain yung comfort. Ayoko mawala yan. Hindi ako masyadong fan kasi ng ng parang,
Nadudumi yan. Pang-overland ka talaga.
parang a city person talaga ako. Pero I'm willing to,
To try it?
yeah.
Well, madali na pag-usapan yan.
Pero ikaw, Joel, ano yung pinakamagandang build or pinaka-memorable na build for you? And bakit?
Wow,
Kasi we're
that's
showing
tough
like
one.
videos kanina eh.
Yeah. But, over the years, we've done more than 1,000 cars.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
small and big. I could just say siguro 780 cars. 79. Okay. Sabi sa akin ng yung favorite. Tama. That's a memorable one. So I will use part of our cars. We have a Land Cruiser 79 that we built. And that's memorable because that's actually our first car in our shop. So yun yung, when Overland Kings started, that car was the first car we put into our shop. And then we were really killing that car. Yun yung ginamit namin, stock, walang setup, just drove it out. Yun yung pinagtawid namin ng general na car. Natawid namin with an all-terrain tire. Most of the adventures, all the kilometers there are all adventure kilometers.
So, balikan natin yung question ko sa'yo. Kunyari si Fortuner,
No.
how much would it cost?
For which one?
Para maging
I-set up
overland.
into an overland car.
Okay, so let's start with yung kanina sabi ko na yung awning,
Yeah.
15,000. Roof tents, 42,000. Let's just say for a basic package like that, you'd be, including wheels and tires, mga 200.
200,000.
Kaya mo, Sir
Pera
Vernon.
nga. Tama yung sigot natin. Pera
Pera pa
din
rin yung
talaga.
problema.
But if you don't put the wheels and tires, kasi kasama usually wheels and tires and suspension, that costs more, right? If you look at the racks, tents and awnings, on the base, I'm talking about baseline, because there are 300,000 tents. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there are no high-end ones. We have an iCamper that's worth 300,000, but you do get what you pay for, right?
Yeah.
You can stay inside till 9 o'clock, malamig pa rin. Gusto mo ng sarap na tulog, we've got testimonials that they sleep better on a rooftop tent than their bed at home. Mga live testimonials. Si Ninong Rai, our friend, told me that. Paglabas, grabe to. So there are testimonials like that would, but of course everybody has its own budget and style. So the question is not how much, the question is, what's your adventure? And then let me outfit for that.
Yeah. So, how does Overland Kings respond to the growing demand for adventure vehicles? Kasi you've mentioned it's an ever-evolving community. So, how do you respond?
The latest, when you say you respond, I think the latest is always adapting to newer types of vehicles, right?
Yeah,
we talked about
EVs.
we talked about our favorite car, which is the 79, which I'll finish that story. After 5-6 years, we converted that, repainted the whole thing, and now it's a full setup that was in the Manila Auto Salon, and it did really well. Nowadays, what we're experimenting on are the new vehicles that are coming out. Like you talk about EVs, so we are experimenting with sharks, with how to use plug-in hybrids. How does this affect? Kasi if you're using the technology plug-in hybrid, you can technically plug an AC into the car, and you can run it the whole night technically. So may mga advantages, but they also lack in capability naman on. If you go on a more gnarly trail, meron din siyang downside. So it's always a pros and cons. So those are where it's evolving at, and we are keen on always investing on these new types of vehicles.
Kanina tinanong kita, di ba? Bigyan mo ako ng list of 5 ideal vehicles for overlanding. Can you share that list with us?
Very controversial list. I would say go with the type of classification over just the brand. I would say number one, I would go with pickups. I'll give you the slew that I think are most common na lang. The Ford Ranger, the Hilux, the Navara, and the BYD Shark are the most probably, plus the D-Max. Those are probably my top 5 in terms of used cars for the pickups.
Yeah.
Next is probably SUVs, right? And SUVs, you know what? Honestly, you can go with any brand nowadays. Any modern SUV can do the job. I would say pick if it's 4x2 or 4x4, right? I would go in that sense. And then I would generally go with a 4x4 SUV and then go from there.
How about sedans? Sabi mo kanina meron kang in-offer na car camping, di ba?
Yep.
Can you explain that to us, car camping?
So sedans is not my expertise because most of there are sedans that come into the shop that inquire about installing an awning, installing a roof tent, and we do that. Understood. So what we're doing with the sedans is basically any type that you would have will be useful for any of these adventures naman.
Ayaw mo magbanggit ng brand, ah?
Nasulatan ako eh.
Ano yan? Hindi ko alam yan, ah.
Pero yeah, but we're almost running out of time here. Pero Joel, how do you see the overlanding industry in the next 5 years? And ano sa tingin mo yung mga opportunities pa na hindi masyadong natatap when it comes to this industry?
Well, overlanding has been evolving the past 10 years, right? And as long as the amount of trucks and SUVs keep coming out, this adventure lifestyle will I think, stay there. The other point is we always encourage the campsites to keep developing. Because, it's an ecosystem. We have the cars, we have the setup, pero wala kang pupuntahan, it also doesn't develop. So that brings up the other side of the Philippines. Now, what we encourage is to have tourism. For example, the infrastructure of Roro, the infrastructure of leveling up the campsites. For example, yung mga RV parks in other countries, they would really, it's a big industry that, for example, are we allowed to plug, right? Do you have that infrastructure to plug? Because a lot of gear are becoming more electrical, di ba? You have now your aircon, you have your Starlink, you have your microwave, your
Kaya
fridge.
lamang yung mga EV, lamang yung EV na may mga...
If you road trip in the US, diba, you buy an RV, you rent an RV, and then you drive coast to coast, and then you're able to plug on different sites, right? So those are infrastructures that I think will be helpful for the overland industry if the campsites or the locations.
Can I ask
progress.
him just one last question?
Okay.
Bro, sobrang natuwa ko dati nung mayroon tayong event, tapos nag-share ka, nag-pray ka. Sabi ko, very refreshing tong event na to. Nag-share siya ng gospel. Can you share with us a little about your faith?
What about it?
Yun nga, paano mo nagagamit yung overlanding activities mo to share the Lord with...
I knew this question was coming in. So I'll make it quick. I always use the publicity or the influence we have for a bigger platform and purpose, and you know that. We don't throw it in everybody's face, but the way we act, the way we respond to situations, the way we carry ourselves is the biggest testimony of how we are followers of Christ. And I believe that when we do something excellent and the way we execute it is excellent, that reflects who we really do the purpose for. So to summarize all that, when we do these outreaches or we call overland events, we do insert the gospel once in a while into our program, and that's how we reach out to the community. And in the bigger scope of things, I think when people feel your genuineness in the relationship that you're building with them, that's really matters most in this type of community.
Yeah, and there's no better way to end the show with that. Thank you so much, Joel, for coming to Shift Happens today.
So that concludes our roundup of the stories driving the industry forward. I'm Vernon Sarne.
And I'm G. Barroga. Join us again next week on Shift Happens, your fast-track guide to everything on the move. Mondays to Fridays at 2 p.m. only here on the Billionaire News Channel and Mellow 947 BFM.
Luke's Medical Center has officially elevated cancer care in the Philippines with the launch of the country's first True Beam Edge radiotherapy system. With this milestone, St. Luke's brings world-class, life-saving accuracy directly to Filipino patients, offering a faster, safer, and highly effective weapon against cancer. To know more about this, tune in to Billionaire News Channel this coming Sunday, 10:30 a.m.
The Philippines is moving fast, and so are we. Billionaire News Channel is now live